Welcome to What Would You Do? The game where you're always the winner. Go away, I'm not interested. What would you do if somebody said that? Well, make sure you're smiling and maybe say something like this.
Not interested.
I'm not interested.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was a salesperson here to sell something? I'm sorry, no. Hi, I'm Susan with Christian Consultants. I'm here about your foreclosure. What are you doing about your foreclosure?
Not anything.
All right. Now, see, doesn't that make better sense? Great.
And doesn't it make better sense? Of course it does.
Not interested.
I'm not interested.
What do you do when you see this? A house dilapidated, high grass, doesn't look like the house was well taken care of. Call the phone numbers on the lead sheet. When it goes to voicemail, leave a video text. And talk to the neighbors too. They'll tell you all kinds of stuff. Now pay attention to the tonality in this video text.
Okay, so we're going to pretend that their house is in the background. We always want to do a video text with their house in the background. And it would go something like this. Hi, I'm Susan with Christian Consultants of Texas, and I'm here about your house. It's set for the foreclosure for September 4th. I'd like to talk to you about that and see what I could do to help. My number is 713-320-8019. Have a blessed day. I look forward to talking to you. And that's what you would put.
Now, if you visited the house before, you might get tired of saying the same old thing. Maybe send something like this.
Hey, I'm back. And I'm here at your house again. With the leave behind again. Anyhow, message me. Let me help you with your foreclosure on September 4th. Bye-bye.
Now, what if all the numbers are disconnected? Talk to the neighbors. They'll tell you all kinds of things. And then send an email to me, Susan, with the lead sheet attached, and then we'll send it to our private investigator and see if we can find out more about their whereabouts. Now, what do you do when you see this? A for sale sign or a sale pending sign? Or maybe you even went on HAR and you found out it's listed with a realtor. Well, a real estate agent is awesome to see because that means they want to sell. That's one less objection to overcome. Now we have some do's and don'ts. Do not call or talk to a realtor. Stay away from realtors. Most don't understand what we do, and very, very few can stop a foreclosure. Do not check to see if it's on HAR. So what if it is? It means nothing. Even if it says sale pending, it still means nothing. They're in foreclosure. And foreclosure trumps everything. Now, this is what you do want to do. You do want to knock on the door. And if no one is home, leave the leave behind and call the phone numbers. Leave a video text where possible. And then here's something, if you do knock on the door, what to do if they say, talk to my realtor. Listen to this and watch this video.
Knock on the door. Hi, I'm Susan. How you doing? I'm a Christian Consultants. I'm here to talk about your foreclosure.
Talk to my realtor.
Okay, great, but what is your highest cash bid?
I don't know. You gotta talk to my realtor.
I understand that. Michael, listen, you're in foreclosure, okay, and realtors don't know how to stop foreclosures. That's what we do. Hey, Susan, I'm here with Michael right now. He's got his house for sale, and he's asking me to talk to his realtor. You're on speakerphone. Got it?
It's that simple. Just call me and Kevin and let us know what's going on. Tell us we're on speakerphone. We'll know what questions to ask, even if they won't tell you. Something about the third-party voice that moves people. You might have said the exact same thing we say, and for some reason they move for us and not for you. So trust the process. It's part of the process. Calling Kevin or myself, Susan. Now, what do you say if they're going to file bankruptcy? What do you do? Well, ask them when. When did you file bankruptcy? Now, if they say they just filed, okay, have a nice day, and go about your day. Now, if they say they're about to file, this is a great time to start calling me. Say, hey, look, you know what? Our process saves people all kinds of money on these types of things. Let's call her. Hey, Susan, I'm here with Mrs. Jones, and she said she's about to file bankruptcy or she's about to go meet with her attorney. You're on speakerphone. Great, thank you. Listen, hi, Mrs. Jones. I'm Susan. I'm the one that deals with the banks, blah, blah, blah. Most of you have heard me do that once or twice. And I want you to keep hearing me do that because this is how we get in. It's part of the process. If they said they filed in March or sooner, any other day other than this month, anything from 2-3 months back on, or even 1 month back on, you have filed back then. Oh my goodness, you're back on the foreclosure list. Let's find out why. What's your social? Go right into the paperwork. If they start going, well, what? Just dial me. Just dial my number and I'll help you move through this. Sometimes they're going to say, I'm doing a loan modification. And then what would you do? Again, it's asking questions. Don't be overcoming objections with another answer. You overcome objections with more questions. So you'll say, what are you going to do if it doesn't get approved? I want to be your plan B. Can I come in? Tonality has a lot to do with it. I could say it just the way I did, just say it, and that sounds inviting and intriguing. Or I could go, so what are you going to do if it doesn't get approved? We want to be your plan B. Let me come in, or may I come in? I don't know if I'd let that person in my house. So it's not just the words, it's the cadence and the tonality. So what are you going to do if it doesn't get approved? Do you have a plan B? Can I come in? Wouldn't you let that person in? I would, especially if she smiled pretty, right? Or anyway, whatever they say, just be dialing me or Kevin on the spot. Remember, the best way to overcome objections is with more questions. When you need to buy time, because maybe Kevin or I are taking a lot of calls and we're just not able to get to you that fast, start asking questions. So what is your plan B? When did you apply for the loan modification? When did the bank say they would get back to you? I'm not in foreclosure. What do you do? Well, listen, you're just going to call, hey, you're on a list from the appraisal district. Let's call the processor and find out how you got there. And just call me and let me do what I do. Okay. Basically, a lot of times, here's the thing. They don't know they're in foreclosure. You may be the first person telling them they're in foreclosure because the bank only is required to tell them one time that they're in foreclosure. If they've been into foreclosure, filed a bankruptcy, and then we're a day late or $1 short with a payment, then they're back on the foreclosure block and the bank didn't tell them. So for any reason, you just call me. I will get you the actual foreclosure notice so you could show it to them in your email or email it to them. And then I will also walk them through filling out the third-party authorization so I can help them. You understand? This is where I come in real heavy and they really appreciate me. Like, what do you mean I'm in foreclosure? Well, here, Michael has your foreclosure notice in his email right now. Michael, show it to him. You see it, sir? Yeah, I see it. Okay, so let me help you figure out what this is. I don't charge anything for this. We're Christian consultants, sir. Michael has a piece of paper that gives me permission to call the bank and talk to them. That's all. Doesn't mean you have to do business with us. It allows me to help you. Does that make sense, Mr. Jones? Yeah, it sure does. Great. Go ahead, Michael. Go fill out that paperwork. Call me if you have any problems. Have a great day. Anyway, so that's how that goes down. So just make sure you call me. Take me off your list. Like you're on some kind of list, right? What would you do? That's not up to me. That's up to your bank, and I'm here to help navigate this issue. Susan, this lady's telling me to take her off her list. What do I do? You're on speakerphone. See how you call me when you're talking to people out there? I just paid my reinstatement fee. What would you do? That's great. I am so glad to hear this. We hardly ever hear that. When did you pay it? They'll say yesterday, whatever. Awesome. Great. Just in case, call the bank, make sure they took your name off the foreclosure list, that they applied the funds correctly, and that you're in good shape. Just in case. And here's my number. If it doesn't work out the way we expected or you expected to, I can help you all the way up to the last day. Sometimes people say things like, why do you have to knock on my door? right? I say, what would you do if they said that? Well, I had everybody in our room give us some ideas and I wrote them all down and I put them all out there. So here are some ideas. Always, kind of be fun with the people. You don't want to get too serious. Remember, they're already nervous, upset. So it's important for you not to be too much of a jokester. But at the same time, you want them to be relaxed and understand that we're here to save the day and they can relax now that we're here. You could say things like, buying these houses is like asking a girl out. You don't text message the girl. You have to go up and ask her. I know a couple of guys who say that. It works really well. I have one guy go, well, now you know which neck to ring. um, some people say, I'm here to knock on your door because I want to help you. Or maybe God sent me here to help you with the situation. One guy says, well, my boss made me come here, but hey, it works for him, right? Somebody else says, maybe you need to pray and I'm here to pray with you too. And somebody else says, I don't want you to lose your home. Be genuine, be sincere. Tell these people why it's important that you meet with them face to face because you have a passion for helping people who are facing foreclosure. I have an attorney working on it. What would you do? Pretty much the same thing as if they were about to file bankruptcy. Why using an attorney? They cost money, and then the homeowner will start saying something. And while they're talking, you're dialing me. Susan, I got Mr. Jones here. He's telling me he's using an attorney. And then I'll ask the appropriate questions from there. Some people are going to tell you, hey, I'm doing a short sale. Doesn't mean what you think, guys. Short sale's not a good thing. It usually means they owe as much on the house as it's worth. So what would you do? Just go, really? What do you owe on the house? Just to get an idea, if they probably know if they're doing the short sale. And they go, oh yeah, I owe about 200 grand on the house. The house is only worth 220. They'll probably even tell you that, Or you also have that information on your lead sheet for the appraisal district tax assessment value on the house. So you have an idea of what the house is worth. And you can see, oh yeah, yeah, good luck with you with your short sale. And just move on. Sometimes you get scrawly looking guys like this that say, I got this. Actually, no guy who looks like that. It might even be his picture. Anyway, what do you do when they say, I got this? Because that's typically what they say. That's the most general question, objection that we get. So first, take a step back. It's part of neurolinguistic programming, NLP. Take a step back and say, look, I know you don't know me. I have a passion for helping people in foreclosure. Mr. Jones, let me tell you a little story. Once there was a man, he was sitting on the roof of his house in the flood, and he was praying to God. He had the faith of a mustard seed, and he's praying to God for help, and a rowboat comes up, and he sends the rowboat away. And he's praying to God some more, and the water keeps rising. Now he's standing on the very tippy top of his house with barely any place to stand on. And he's praying to God, and he believes that God is going to open up the heavens and reach down and grab him. And a helicopter comes, and he shoos the helicopter away. And then, of course, the man dies. So then he gets to see God, and he says, God, what happened? I prayed, I believed. And God said, look, I sent you a helicopter and a rowboat. Mr. Jones, it is a joke, and at the same time, it's why I'm here. I'm your helicopter and your rowboat. And by this time, you should be dialing my number. This gives you plenty of time to dial my number. Now, if you're still telling the joke while I answer the phone, I'll know enough to be quiet. If I hear you talking, I shut up and listen to what you're saying, so I can tell where you are in a conversation. And I'll be quiet, wait till you're done with the joke, and then I'll reiterate, yeah, that's right, Mr. Jones, that's why Robert's there. He's a real child of God. We know you are too, and we're here to help. And then just let me take over and do my thing, or even Kevin. While you're overcoming objections, just be dialing Kevin or myself. Here's our number. Here's our picture. Now you know what we look like. And you know what I sound like. Have a great day and go make a lot of sales. I'm waiting to hear from you.